Yes, good afternoon to all of you. We are discussing here s- artificial intelligence subject under NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020. And in this subject, we are discussing now unit number 3. And our topic is today's topic is data exploration with Python libraries. We already discussed about the Python libraries. There are approx 26 library we already discussed, different libraries as well as their function also. What are the function of the NumPy, Pandas library and Matplotlib and all. We already discussed approx 26 Python libraries. Okay, so how can we work with these libraries and how can we do the data exploration with the help of these libraries? So in Python, EDA, you can say exploratory data analysis. It's a very crucial step whenever you deal with the data analysis process that involves studying, exploring, visualizing information to drive important insight. What is the meaning of studying here? Studying that means, for example, if you are dealing with the one of the data set like iris data sets. So firstly, you should know about the data set. Each and everything about the data set must be read all about the data set. What is this? Okay, for example, iris data set. So this data set is flower data set and how many attributes are there, how many input attributes are there, how many output attributes are there. So each and everything must be explore about the data set. After studying, you can explore. Okay, with the help of exploring, okay, you will get some insight from that particular data set. Then you can do the visualization. You can perform some visualization function on that particular data set. Whatever data set you can use. Okay, so we already discussed about some of the data set in previous lectures. Okay, so anyone you can choose and you can do that to find some patterns, trends, and relationship in that data set, or you can say data. It makes use of a statistical tool and visualizations. This helps to formulate your hypothesis and direct additional investigation. Okay, if you create some of the patterns, if you can identify, if you are dealing with some of the data set and you identify some of the patterns, hidden patterns, and with the help of these patterns, uh, you can identify the relationship between that particular information along with this attributes. So with the help of these, you can formulate your hypothesis, your logic. Okay, and after that, you can investigate some of thing regarding your data set. Python provides strong EDA tools, exploratory data analysis tools you can use with the help of Python with its diverse library ecosystem. We already discussed several libraries with the Python, which includes which are Seaborn, Matplotlib, and Pandas. What is actually Seaborn and Matplotlib and Pandas? We already discussed all these things. Like Pandas, we are using for the data manipulation purpose, and Matplotlib and Seaborn, we are using for the visualization purpose. Whenever you want to draw something, bar chart, a scatter plot, so you can use these libraries. Okay, so it's very essential tool you can say whenever you want to deal with the visualization in Python. An essential phase in the data science pipeline, this procedure improves data comprehension and provides information for further modeling decisions. Exploratory data analysis is the main step in the process of various data analysis. It's a main process, okay? It helps data to visualize the patterns, with the help of EDA, whenever you deal with the data, you can perform the data analysis, and in the data analysis, you can take help from EDA, exploratory data analysis. Okay, and with the help of EDA, you can visualize the patterns of your data and characteristics of your data and relationship between the variables of your data. You can identify it and you can represent it. You can visualize it. Okay. Python provides various libraries used for EDA such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Plotly. These are the libraries we can use whenever we deal with the EDA, exploratory data analysis for any data. So what is actually EDA? Exploratory data analysis is a phenomenon under data analysis, as we discussed, used for the gaining a better understanding of data aspect. With the help of EDA, you can generate some patterns. You can identify the relationship of your variables of your data. Okay, so you can say this is the important steps whenever you deal with the data analysis. Okay, so there are some aspects of EDA like main features of data. With the help of EDA, you can EDA provides a better understanding way to features of your data and variables relationship that hold between them. With the help of EDA, you can easily identify the relationship of the variables. And with the help of EDA, you can uh, identifying which variables are important for our problem and which variables are not important for our problem. You can identify it with the help of EDA. For example, if you have 100 variables in your data set, but there are some unuseful variables are there. So why we use unuseful variables and why we consume our time? Okay, so this is very helpful for all of us whenever you deal with the data analysis. Okay, so we shall look at various EDA method like reading data set, analyzing data set, check for duplicates and missing value calculations. And under the EDA, exploratory data analysis, you can perform the univariate analysis and bivariate analysis and multivariate analysis. We will discuss one by one. So in the whenever you deal with the EDA, exploratory data analysis, one of the thing is interact with one of the thing like data pre-processing. So what is actually pre-processing? When referring to data preparation and cleaning, pre-processing is done before raw data is entered to the analytic tool, or you can say machine learning model. You cannot directly enter, you cannot directly use the raw data whenever you want to create your logical model. Firstly, you clean your data set and prepare your data set. Okay, you can remove all noisy data, you can remove duplicacy in your data set. Then you can use for the further process like create your make your model, logical model. In pre-processing, missing value handling features, scaling, categorical variable encoding, and outlier removals are all part of the pre-processing. To improve the performance and interpretability of the model, it is important to make sure that the data is in the right format. Data-driven jobs are more successful overall when pre-processing is used to reduce noise, as we said, standardize data, and optimize data for the effective analysis. Okay, raw data you can say you can use, but your model will not give the better accuracy when you reprocess your data. That means you can optimize your data so it will be give the effective result. Okay. Like there are the example. So firstly, we import the required libraries. As per the requirement, as per your problem, as per your requirement, you can import all libraries. Like here, we required some libraries like import pandas as PD. Okay. Second one is import NumPy as NP. Third one is import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT, as well as we import here import Seaborn as S and S. Along with this, we import here import warning as WR. WR dot filter warnings ignore. Okay, so there are some libraries we use here. Okay, for example, pandas we use for the manipulation of data, and NumPy we perform the scientific calculation on that, and matplot and seaborn for the visualization purpose, and import warning as for the uh, warning ignore warning purpose. Okay, import all of the libraries needed for your investigation as per your requirement, as per your problem, whatever you need. Okay, you can import all libraries, including those of data loading also, statistical analysis in visualization, univariate and bivariate analysis. Okay, as per these, you can import all libraries. There are one of the data set we required, so we take here one of the data set wine quality red. This is a data set which is available online uh, on the Kaggle website, so you can download it and read very carefully each and everything of your wine quality red data set. Okay, so you can directly download from Google Kaggle.com. Okay, so second step is reading data set. So firstly, we load and read the data set. So for the reading, we create the data frame df is equals to pd dot read underscore csv function we use here for the reading of your data set. Along with this, we give the path where we store your data set in our PC. So give the path here, but we write here directly wine quality dash red dot csv. So whatever your path where we store your save your data set, so you can give that path here. Okay, as we discussed in our previous examples also. After that, you want to print data frame heads. So just we use here the data frame. Just want to see the head of your data frame, so that's why we use here function head. Okay, so whenever you want to print all of these heads, so you just hit on the execution tab, then we will execute and you will get some result here like this. First one is fixed acidity, velocity acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, chlorides, free sulfur dioxide, total sulfur dioxide, density, pH sulfate, alcohol quality. Okay, so these are the heads along with the values. Okay, firstly, we download the wine quality data set, wine quality red data set, and then we studied about that data set. So after studying, you will get some variables. There are some variables like input variables like fixed acidity and volatile acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, chlorides, and free sulfur dioxide, total sulfur dioxide, density, pH value, sulfates, alcohol, and output variable based on the secondary data we consider a quality. So, firstly, we already discussed. Firstly, we studied about the data set, and each and everything will know about the data set. Then, on the basis of this, we will decide the input variable and output variable. Here the output variable is quality, which is scored between 0 to 10. Step number three, analyzing the data. Gaining general knowledge about the data, including its value, kinds, number of rows, number of columns, and missing values is the primary objective of the data understanding. Shape. What is actually shape here? Shape will show how many features, you can say columns, and how many observations, that means rows, okay, there are in the data set. That means how many columns are there and how many rows are there. Columns represent the features and rows represent the observation. So we use here, we want to shape of the data. So the shape of the data, so we use here shape function here, df.shape, then you will get the answer 159912. So that means you can say row, that means observations are 1599, and column, that means features, it will be 12. Info is the function which facilitates comparison of the data types and related information, such as quality of records in each column, whether the data is null or not, the type of data, and dataset memory use. Data information. So whenever you want to interact with the data information, whenever you want to get the information of your data, so we use here the info function here, df.info. Okay. After that, you want to get input, so you just hit on the execution button, and you will get the output here. So you can see at the right hand side information of your data. Okay, with data type and count also. So you can see here fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, chloride, free sulfur oxide, total sulfur oxide, density, pH, sulfates, alcohol, quality. Okay, each and everything is present here along with the data type and memory storage also. Description of data. The data frame DF is statistically summarized by the code df.describe function we used for that purpose, which gives the count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, and quartile for each numerical column. The dataset, central tendency, and spread are briefly summarized. So for the describing your data, we use the describe function. So df.describe function we use and we'll get the answer. Look like this. You can see at the right hand side. You can see each and every features like fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acid, residual sugar. So count will be there along with mean of that particular features. Standard deviation is also there. Minimum value also there. Max is also there. Okay. So there are another feature also chloride, free sulfur, dioxides, total sulfur, dioxide density, PS, sulfate, alcohol, and all. So we'll get all of these things. That means description of all features are there. Whenever you want to describe your data, so describe function we can use. Okay. Checking column. The code df.column.toList. That means you want to check your column as list form. So we use this function, convert the column names of the data frame df into the Python list, providing a convenient way to access and manipulate column names. So for that purpose, if you want to check your column of your data set, we use this function df.columns.toList. So then you will get fixed, all of the column names are there, like fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, chloride, free sulfur dioxide, total sulfur dioxide, density, pH, sulfates, alcohol, and quality. Okay, so with the help of function, this function you will get the list of all columns. Checking missing values. code df.isNull.sum function check for the missing values in each column of the data frame and return the sum of null values of for each column. So we use this function for the checking the missing values here. df.isNull.sum we use, and you will get the answer along with the missing values. Okay, so there are no missing values, so we'll get the answer along with the numbers like fixed acidity is 0, volatile acidity is 0, citric acid is 0, residual sugar is also 0, chloride is also 0, free sulfur dioxide is also 0, total sulfur dioxide 0, density is 0, pH 0, sulfate 0, alcohol 0, quality is also 0. Checking for duplicate values. The function df dot and unique and unique function determine the checking value duplicate values. It's determine how many unique values there are in each column of the data frame, offering information about the variety of data that makes up each features. Checking duplicate values, for that purpose we use and unique df dot and unique. After I execute this code, we will get the answer fixed acidity with 96 and volatile acidity 143, citric acid 80, residual sugar 91, chloride 153, free sulfur dioxide 60, total sulfur dioxide 144. Density is having the duplicate value 436 and pH 89, sulfates having 96, alcohol having 65, and quality having 6 only. So df dot and unique determine how many unique values are there in each column of the data frame. Now EDA. EDA is a vital step in the data analysis process that entails visually and statistically analyzing dataset to find patterns and insights. The principal goals of EDA, exploratory data analysis, are to detect anomalies in the dataset and develop recommendation for additional investigation, thereby guarantee a thorough comparison of the subtleties of the data. To obtain a comprehensive understanding of data, analysts use variety of EDA approaches, including summary statistics, correlation analysis, data visualization using tools like box plots, scatter plots, and histograms. EDA provides insightful information that helps with hypothesis creation, decision making by improving knowledge of your data distribution, variable correlation, and anomalies. When all is said and done, the efficacy of data driven project is enhanced by EDA's capacity to identify trends and anomalies. So, step number 4 is univariate analysis. We perform here EDA, exploratory data analysis. Under exploratory data analysis, we perform one by one univariate analysis, then bivariate analysis, then multivariate analysis. So firstly, we discuss about the univariate analysis. In univariate analysis, plotting the right cards can help us better understand the data, which is why data visualization is so important. Okay, Matplotlib and Seaborn libraries are used in this post to visualize your data. Basic charts can be created with Matplotlib and a Python 2D charting package. Seaborn is a Python library that leverages short code segment to generate and customize statistical charts from Pandas and NumPy based on the Matplotlib framework. Okay, for both numerical and categorical data, univariate analysis is one of the option. in this example, we are going to plot different type of plots like swarm plots, violent plots, count plot for the univariate analysis. So this is one of the example count plot of quality. Okay, assume data frame is your DF is your data frame. So quality count, we want to discuss about the quality count here on your data frame. So quality count is equals to DF. Okay, your output variable is quality. So we use your quality dot value counts. So we want to identify the value of count here on quality features. Using Matplotlib to create a count plot. So plot dot figure fixed size equals to 8,6. So this is the size of figure. Okay, plt dot bar chart we want to draw here. So quality underscore count dot indexing and quality count and color we want to give here dark pinks. Okay, and plt dot title if you want to give some title here on that chart. So you will give the title is also here. So plt dot title count plot of quality. And if you want to give some labels are there, an x coordinate or y coordinate, so you can give some labels also there with the help of plt dot x label. Uh, X label, that means x coordinate. You want to give some labels here, so that is quality, as well as for the y, that is count. After that, if you want to show that chart, so you will you can use the show function here. Okay, so plt dot show output will represent here. You can show here the this count plot graph, so the count of wine with its quality rate. So you can see here quality count plot of the quality, that means x represent the quality of wine and count will be represented by the y coordinate, that means that is the rating, that is the count of wine. Okay, with quality rate, that means quality rate is decreasing, count will be count will be decreasing whenever quality is also decreasing. Okay, you can see here whenever quality is 5, count will be approx 600 and between 600 to 700. Okay, okay, whenever quality between 620, then rating will be 6. Look like this. Kernel density plot is there. Set Seaborn style. Seaborn uh, Seaborn library you can use here. Set Seaborn style SNS dot set style dark grid. Okay, so you can use style dark grid here. You can see along with this code at the right hand side, you can see is there are some grid and color with the dark, and identify numerical column. Okay, so numerical underscore column is df dot select t type include is equals to int 64 float 64 dot columns. Okay, so in a x coordinate you can see different variables, but y coordinate always represent the count. Okay, plot distribution of each numerical features. We want to display this chart for each numerical features. So there are some features like fixed acidity. Okay, first diagram you can see here. Okay, and second one is volatile acidity, and third one is citric acid, fourth one is residual sugar, chloride, free sulfur dioxide, total sulfur dioxide, density, pH, and sulfate also. Along with this, skewness is also there. Skewness is also represent in each graph. Okay, so plt dot figure size is also there, 14 length. So for this purpose, len you can use len numerical column multiplied by 3. For IDX features in numerate numerical underscore column 1. and plt dot subplot line numerical column to idx. You can give okay sns dot histoplot histogram. You can say df on features kd is equals to true. Okay, because kernel density plot we want to represent here. Okay, so plt title f is equals to f, that means features, all features we want to talk about here. All feature we want to draw the graph for all features. That's why we use here feature. Skewness is also represent okay by this graph. So skewness colon round df feature dot skew function we use here. Adjust layout and show plot. So we will use for this versus plt dot title layout and plt dot show. So after this you can see this diagram for all features. Whatever features you have in your data set, all features will represent the graph. Okay, so that is the kernel density plot you can see. Here in the kernel density plot is about the skewness of the corresponding features. The feature in this data set that have skewness are exactly zero. Repeat the symmetrical distribution and the plots with skewness 1 and above 1 is positively or right skew distribution. Okay, if skewness is above 1 is positively or right skew distribution will be there. Okay, one of the example is here for the alcohol, skewness is 0.85 along with the coordinate count and alcohol. So in that case, left hand side skewness will be there. Okay, so in right skewed or positive skew distribution, if the tail is more on right side, so you can see in this diagram. So right side tail is there, that indicate extremely high value. Okay, you can see here right side tailing is there, tail is more. Okay, on right hand side. Swarm plot is also you can represent. Okay, with EDA tool. This graph show the swarm plot for quality and alcohol column. This plot depicts the that the represent that the higher point density in the specific region shows that the concentration indicating where the majority of data points cluster. The points isolated and for away from the cluster shows the outlier. Assuming DEF is your data frame, plt.figure, figure is equals to 10, fixed size is equals to 10 comma 8. Okay, this is the figure size. Using Seaborn to create a swarm plots. So SNS Seaborn library you can use sns.swarm plot. X is equals to quality, Y is equals to alcohol because we want to deal with the two feature here. Data is equals to DF, flat is equals to width. You want to title, you want to give the title here, so you can use title function swarm plot for the quality and alcohol, and label you want to give here, so plt.x label quality and plt by label alcohol, and after that you want to represent this, so you can represent this by plt.show function. Swarm plot, okay, you can draw the swarm plot is also swarm plot for this. So this is the swarm plot for that particular data set, alcohol data set. When so alcohol is represented by the y coordinate and quality by the x coordinate. So swarm plot for the quality and alcohol, there are two features we are handle, okay, represent by the swarm plot. Fifth, we are discussing about here bivariate analysis. So when doing a bivariate analysis, two variables are examined simultaneously. Okay, if you want to deal with two variables at the same time, so you can do that with the help of bivariate analysis. In order to look for the patterns, deficiencies, dependencies, or interaction between them. Understanding how changes in one variable may correspond to changes in another required the use of this statistical method. Bivariate analysis allow for thorough comprehension of interdependence between two variables within a single data set by revealing information on the type and intensity of the association. Let's take an example. For same data set, okay, we want to perform bivariate analysis. Okay, so let's plot a pair plot for the data. Set the color palette. SNS we use here. Seaborn library we are using here. Okay, so SNS dot set palette pastel one we give here, and assuming TF is your data frame. 10 मिनट और रुको करते हैं चलते हैं खत्म ही कर देते हैं इसको assuming DF is your data frame we give the sort name for the data frame is DF plt dot figure size we give here 10 6 using Seaborn to create a pair plot with the specific color palettes. So SNS dot pair plot for your data frame and PLT dot subtitle we want to give you a title. Okay, for that, so we give the title here pair plot for the data frame, and after that we want to show. So we use show function here. Okay, so this is the result you can see at the right hand side, but this is the bivariate analysis. If the plot is diagonal, histogram of kernel density plot is showing the distribution of the individual variables. If the scatter plot is the lower triangle, it's display the relationship between the pair of the variables. And if the scatter plots above and below the diagonal are mirror image indicating symmetry. Okay. If the histogram plots are more centered, it represents the location of peaks. And skewness is depicted by observing whether the histogram is symmetrical or skewed to the left or right. Violent plot you can also represent under the bivariate analysis. For interpreting the violent plot, if width is wider, it indicates higher density, suggesting more data points. Along with this, symmetrical plot indicate a balanced distribution also, and longer tails indicates great variability. Okay, and peak in the violent plot represent most common value in the distribution. So these are the basic point whenever we want to draw the violent plot with the help of EDA in Python with the help of Python libraries. Okay, so remember all these things with all graph. Okay, median line is the middle line inside the violent plot. It helps in understanding central tendency. Okay, so remember all these things. You can see this diagram. Okay, there is the violin graph. How can we do that? With the help of this code, you can draw this violin plot. Okay, so assuming DF, as we said, data for your data frame, we want to represent for the quality. Okay, along with the alcohol. So DF quality is equals to DF quality as type str. Convert quality to categorical. Okay, then plot size we give here 10, 8. using Seaborn to create a violin plot. So there are some parameter we use for the violin plot. So along with the violin plot function we use along with the Seaborn libraries. Okay, if you want to give the title for that particular graph, so you can give the title, okay, as a label also and y label also. After that, you can show this graph. Okay, you can see here, this is the graph along with the alcohol and quality. I already discussed this thing. If the width is wider, it indicates higher density is there, suggesting more data points are there. Okay, symmetrical plot indicating a balanced distribution. You can see here there are some symmetricity in this violin, like number 8th and number 7th and number 6th. There are symmetricity. Okay, so that means balanced distribution is there. Peak in the violin plot represent most common value in the distribution. Okay, longer tails indicate the great variability. Longer tail, that means like this. Number 5th, you have a longer tail. Only one of the violin here has a longer tail. So that means you can say it's indicate the great variability. And median line is the middle line indicate the violin plot. It helps understanding the standard tendency. So middle line is also there. That represent the central tendency. Okay. Box plot is also there. You can see the box plot. Box plot represent the IQR. Longer the box, greater the variability. Longer box, that means greater the variability. The middle line in the box indicates central tendency. Middle line, you can see each and every box having the middle line. That is the central tendency. Okay, whisker extend from box to smallest and largest value within the specified range. Okay, whisker extend from the box to smallest and largest value within the specified range. You can see here there are each and every box having the whisker. Okay, so you can understand this thing, the smallest and largest value along with this fixed range. Okay, individual points beyond the whisker represent outliers. Outlier, that means individual points are there. Okay, these are vary in the beyond the whisker. Okay, a compact box indicates low variability while stressed box indicates higher variability. Okay, step number 6, that is last, multivariate analysis. Interaction between three or more variables. Okay, univariate, that means whenever you want to deal with the single variables, and bivariate, that means interact with two variables, and multivariate analysis, that means interaction between three or more than three variables in the data set at the same time for the analysis and interpretation purpose. In order to provide a comprehensive understanding of the collective behavior of several variables at the same time, it seeks to reveal intricate patterns, relationship, and interaction between them. Multivariate analysis examines correlation as well as dependencies between the multiple variables by using sophisticated statistical technique such as factor analysis, principal component analysis, and multivariate regression also. This analysis, which is multivariate analysis, which is widely applied in domains such as biology, economics, marketing, that enables thorough insights and help decision makers make well-informed judgment based on complex relationship found in the multi-dimensional data set. Here we are going to show the multivariate analysis using a correlation matrix plot. So correlation matrix plot you can also draw with the help of heat map function. Assuming DF, as we discussed, a data frame your data frame is called as df here. plt.figure, that means here you want to give the size of the figure 15, 10. Using Seaborn to create a heat map. Heat map, with the help of heat map, you can represent the correlation matrix. And each and every features you can relate with each and every features, and you can identify the relationship between all of them. So SNS dot heat map df dot corr, that means correlation function are there. Okay, and not that will be true. There are some parameters we can use. Okay, there are some optional parameters also there. Whenever you want to use this, so you can use this. Otherwise, if you cannot give this information like line width is equals to 2, so that case that will be considered by default value. Okay, so remember this thing. And here we want to give the title of your graph, so correlation heat map. After that, we want to represent this, so you can show function use here. So this is the correlation heat map function. Okay, so correlation heat map function, you can see here. X coordinate also represent all of the feature like fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, chloride, free sulfur dioxide, total sulfur dioxide, density, pH, sulfates, and alcohol. Similarly, all these features represent in the y coordinate. Fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acids, residual sugar, chloride, free sulfur dioxide, total sulfur dioxide, density, pH, sulfates, and alcohol. Okay, how can we identify the relationship? So you can see here at the right hand side, there are represent the relationship, and there are the bar. Okay, bar value represent the bar is represent some value. It is zero point 0.6 to 1. That means 1 is representing the higher relationship. Okay, and lower value represent the zero point 0.6 value represent the lower uh, less relationship between the features. Okay, so for example, if you want to check the alcohol to alcohol relationship, so if you want to check this alcohol here and check this column also, alcohol will give the 100% relationship because both are same variable. Okay, but in another case you can check this for example density with citric acid. It's having the value 0.36. That means less relationship between both of the density and citric acid. Another example you can take here like this. Free sulfur dioxide along with the chloride. So it's having the value 0.001. That means it's a very less relationship between both of them. Okay. So you can check all of these values, and these values represent here the relationship, strongness or less relationship between all of these features. Okay, so that's why it's called the correlation between features, correlation heat map also you can say. For interpreting a correlation matrix plot, value close to +1 indicates a strong positive correlation as we discussed in the previous slide along with the graph. So +1 indicates the strong positive correlation and -1 indicate the strong negative relationship between the features, and 0 indicates the no linear correlationship. Like this, you have, I think there are some value with 0. I think there is no any value with 0. Okay, that means each and every features having, okay, one of the values here, residual sugar with the volatile acidity having the value 0.00. That means there is no any relationship between both of them, residual sugar and volatile acidity. Okay, so these features both are independent. Okay, darker color, another thing is darker color. signify a strong correlation, and white light colors represent weaker relationship. Look like this. You can see here of the top corner, you can see here, this is the dark color having the 1.0 value. That means it's having the strong relationship. Okay, whenever you drop down, so you can see the color darkness. Okay, that means you can say if your color is light color, that means it's having the weak relationship, okay, between the features. Positive correlationship between variable move in same direction as one increased and the other also increase. Okay, one of the thing is here. And negative correlations variable move in the positive direction, opposite direction, and increase in another variable is associated with the decrease in the other. So both of thing is here positive and for the negative correlationship variable also. Okay, these are the point for the correlation matrix plot interpretation. Okay, here the Python based exploratory data analysis of red wine dataset has yielded important new information about the properties of the wine samples along with the some features. Okay, we investigated also some correlationship between the all of the variables, identifying outlier also, and obtain a knowledge of the distribution of important features using statistical summarize and visualization. The quantitative and qualitative features of the dataset were analyzed in detail through the use of various plots, including pair, boxes, and histogram plots. Finding patterns, trends, and possible topics for more research was made easier by EDA methods. Okay, and furthermore, the analysis demonstrated the ability to visualize, analyze complicated data set using the Python tools such as Seaborn, Pandas, Matplotlib, NumPy. The result also provide to thorough graphs the wine data set and lay the ground of more in-depth study and modeling. So it means exploratory data analysis is the most important tool whenever you want to perform uh, exploratory data analysis on any particular data set. So all of these things we cover in this lecture. There are the uh, we cover all of the diagram also, chart also, along with the Python libraries which are performed under the EDA, exploratory data analysis. That's it. Thank you.